lost some of that experience. It was shared, and now he finds himself a level behind, getting harassed. The bottom lane again. Here's Ku, the man we were talking about before in Champion Select. Bonaparte has gone ahead and burnt that flash, gets exhausted. This should be first blood, and it's going to be Voidal to pick that one up.
Yeah, Voidal takes the first blood there. And
Yep.
Dragon's Descent for flash, great trade. You take that any day of the week, and that will pay off. Ku getting into that lane, just doing a little bit of damage. And again, this bottom lane, Freeze and Voidal are doing so well at controlling this lane, but there's the Zenith Blade.
Stand aside straight afterwards, will knock Sunny away, and now they're turning this one back around onto Bonaparte. He used his flash earlier, and that is going to be Freeze getting some of those adoration stacks in. Tasty stuff from him, and now Sunny
He would have turned things around, but Phantom Joe in the top.
Yeah, not looking good for him. He's been caught out of position, and he will be punished. Ku takes that one.
Has been on point. Let's see if Nightmare can replicate it.
Yeah, trying to get some revenge, make amends for that previous engage where Ku came up, but here we go. Has he stalled off long enough? Gets the first one, looking like it's going to be the double. And indeed it isn't. A bot lane. All hell breaks loose with Freeze picking up one kill, looking for the second as well. Cullen comes out, and that is enough to keep Lucian alive.
Freeze has heal, he's going for it.
He is going to be diving past this tower, but Sunny seems a bit too... But there's the flash expended. There, Solar Flare will be landing at the bot lane. Sunny's going in with a lot of damage right now. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it will. Nightmare takes down the kill, their first of this entire matchup.
It isn't kind of perfect play for a while. They need to make sure they're not making any mistakes, and they may have found Ku.
Well, this is one of the things we talked about before. Sometimes he is overly aggressive. He's all right, but Sunny's taking a pounding at the bot lane. Whirling Death comes through. Solar Flare also lands, but he flashes back in, gets the kill, and he should be able to survive this one. Or will he? Because a teleport into Glacial Fissure from Phantom Joe. Alex has joined the party as well, and suddenly Phantom Joe is going to be 6 feet under as Voidal picks up his second kill.
Second kill of the game for Voidal, and as you said, that teleport, Ku may be in trouble, is in trouble. He's going to be hard-pressed to get out of this one against a Kassadin.
Yeah, escaping Kassadin, not the easiest of feats. Did he ignite as well?
Yeah, he did. Okay.
He did.
A bit of an interesting dynamic with this game. With Shyvana, ultimately is going to end up being tanky. Braum is going to end up being tanky just naturally as Ku goes aggressive. This is kind of my point, is he's available to build more damage.
And he is going to be caught though. Can he get the kill before falling? Yes, he can. 1 for 1. Bit of a strange play from Ku, but ended up being an even trade.
Yeah, he flashed the Solar Flare to make sure he could get the kill there as well. But yeah, he's able to build more damage, and that actually highlights the second side of my point that I was going to make, is that he is not tanky at all, but there's the Glacial Fissure.
Unbreakable into ultimate from Braum. Draven gets one, Whirling Death comes through, and will be living up to that name, and now they're looking for Bonaparte. He's taking so much damage from the backside, does get slowed from the Force Pulse. Freeze, but he does have enough damage regardless. Dragon's Descent, they're going in for this. They want the kills. They've sensed the blood in the water, but in doing so, they've actually walked right into Lucian. For Sunny, who takes so much damage, so much punishment, flash out as well from Alex. They somehow managed to pick up 2 kills without any retaliation whatsoever.
Yeah, they can't get the tower though. They're a little bit low unless Bonaparte oversteps here. Bonaparte is going to die pretty quickly to Freeze if they get it, and actually they do concede here. I think that is in fact the right time, if I can't remember who it was. Well, nevertheless, it's
a lot of people played
down.
Twitch yesterday.
It's okay.
Oh, and it comes Braum. Bonaparte trying to keep himself alive, but that again is going to be Nightmare taking all the damage. Snow has to walk away. And that execution from Freeze, that was a big chunk of health that just disappeared. And also is going to make him a bit tankier. And the Sheen on top of that as well. When he pops, the Q's is going to hurt, but there's Nightmare being caught out. Dragon's Descent was popped. Here comes Ku once again. Nice Solar Flare. Nightmare so close to death. There we go. The red buff will come good. Will the re-engage come out from alternate? No, they're a bit too scared and respecting NIP, and that's the right call because Lucian was nowhere near.
Yeah, rightfully so as well, with the 6-1 Draven hanging around. Power of Evils is going to go straight onto Aurelia, put her low. That may even open up a turret here because that's a member that has to back away. Teleport onto the front minion's going to keep it healthy. It is going to be a tower going down here.
Especially when you consider some of the ultimates that have been expended. Snow's having a bit of trouble with Ku, turning this one back around. Minions doing their job, but in doing so, Ku has baited out Kassadin, so there is no defense of this middle tower and inhibitor, and they will both fall as a result.
They will indeed. Ooh, didn't quite get the Q there. That could have been another follow-up, but 16-3, and you'd be forgiven to think this game was starting to wrap it up a little bit here, because It's a massive gold lead right now. 14,000 is the difference between the two teams, and NIP are looking incredibly strong here.
Oh, they're going underneath the town. This is one way that NIP could end up throwing if they played too aggressive, if they let hubris get the better of them. But it is Alex that was taking the brunt of the damage. Here's a flash from Phantom, I believe that was. And the engage off the back of it, Whirling Death rolling on through. There's a beautiful wild growth on Alex, knocking up multiple players. Snow should be falling down. There we go, the long-range axe coming good for Freeze, who eats a cocoon for his troubles. 7-1 right now, 22 minutes on the board, and this game is very nearly over. Koo nearly falls as well. Nexus Tower's being dropped.
NIP are very low here, so Lucian could maybe get something done, but Freeze is rightly zoning him away from the Nexus turrets. There's no way he can 1v1. It gets him on the fountain. Freeze, you beast. Absolutely crushing through alternate here. Koo may fall to end this one, but there's no fantasy points, so it doesn't matter the last death in the game. It's gonna be NIP taking down alternate for game 2 of the day.
That's about as clinical as you can ask for from NIP, and that's one of the reasons why many are fancying them to progress through to the later stage of this tournament, or potentially even take the whole thing down.
Indeed, I really don't think you would be too far off the truth after those 2 games. That's an incredibly strong position that NIP now put themselves in. They now only have 1 game remaining to play in the day, and they're in the same spot SK Prime were yesterday. They've crushed through 2. It's 1 team that remains in front of them, and now it's down to Alternate, it's down to Reason and Property to see who is going to secure the 2nd spot. Not saying that NIP, can't end up in some horrible tie situation, but after a performance like that, Property would have to be on top form to top that group.
Another thing, they have the advantage, because remember that Property are playing the last 3 games. NIP will be playing last against them. So they have 2 games to scout them and watch what they pick and what they play. So that's a really good position for NIP to be in right now.
Man, those games, it was I mean, the 2nd game wasn't as close as the first,